Actually, then the person that had asked that had put up their phone and saw 2 deer in the ground moving, and so he was looking to see what it might be, and he saw 2 deer standing up there, and when he saw them, he moved the camera down, and that's when we found them.
All right, folks, we are out here. We're making another video for y'all today. We are in the great state of Indiana, specifically the town of Delphi. Now, all of you guys that are true crime junkies and true crime buffs like myself, when I say those words, you know exactly what I'm talking about, and you know exactly what I'm doing. It's hot out here today. I'm going to show y'all everything I can. I'm going to take you to every location in the story. But I'm also only going to show you factual stuff. I'm not going to get into the, this is such a big case. If you've been following it, you already know, okay? There's this thing, this could be a 4-hour long video. We're not going to do that, okay? I'm going to show you the locations of where things happened. I'm going to give you the factual information that I believe to be factual, that's been proven. We're going to wrap this thing up, okay? This is a video I've wanted to do for a long time. Y'all may be hearing something in the background. What you're hearing is Indiana Highway 25. It runs right underneath this bridge back there behind me. That's the Freedom Bridge. The Freedom Bridge is the bridge that connects to the Monon High Bridge Trail. Okay, that's the bridge that Abby and Libby came out here to walk to. They wanted to come out here and take photos and stuff like that and just spend a day being friends. So as y'all can imagine, this is a very hard video to do as a father, as a human, man. I'm gonna walk down this trail safely. I'm gonna get to the bridge, assess it, and go from there. And y'all stick around, man. I hope y'all like this one. I'm gonna show you the facts today. I'm gonna give you every bit of information I possibly can. So y'all go ahead and subscribe, like the video, leave me a comment, let me know what y'all think. Give me some suggestions. All right, let's get on with it. We're gonna step back to February the 12th, 2017. Liberty German, everybody called her Libby. Abigail Williams, known as Abby. They were best friends. And they were off school that Monday. This was a Sunday. And they wanted to spend time with each other, so they decided to do a sleepover at Libby's house. The morning of the 13th, they woke up. They ate pancakes. Did what friends do. They probably got up. They were 13, 14 years old, man. They probably were just playing, having a good time. Let me show y'all this right quick. I try to bring y'all on these things, let y'all, you know, kind of people who can't get out and do stuff like this. This is kind of one of the things that I like to do, is make it to where y'all can kind of almost envision yourself being here. Y'all can pause the screen there. Go back and look at that a little closer if y'all want to. But these 2 girls were best friends. They were just coming out here going to have a good time. They just wanted something to do. One of the things they really enjoyed doing was hitting the trails and walking. And this path that I'm walking right now, what you're seeing, unfortunately, would have been the last trail that they ever walked. So Libby ended up convincing her sister to take them up here to the Monon High Bridge and let them take pictures, and he was going to drop them off only if they had a way to get back home, because sister couldn't come back and get them. Well, Libby ended up contacting her father, and he said he would pick them up between 3 and 3:30. All right, folks, so I do want to emphasize that I did start this video over at the parking lot at the main trailhead. They were not dropped off there. They were dropped off here. Now, the address to this place is West 300 North. Now, the biggest landmark I can give you is across the street. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you this. Now, across the street, there's a Mears Farm building right there. And there's an 1825 placard here on the side of the road, Deer Creek Valley. Okay, right across the street from that is this red gate. Now this is where they were dropped off, and this is where they were supposed to be picked back up again. They never made it back here. I did want to clarify that with y'all. So I'm going to take y'all back over to the other walkway now. We're going to walk down the trail. There's the gates where the girls entered right there. So it would have been right here around this corner. And just right up the walkway there is the bridge. I can tell you guys this. I've never been to a place that gave me a weirder feeling than this. I've always kind of considered myself to be a bit of a medium. I can feel things when I get to certain places. At least I feel like I can. Y'all may laugh at me and whatever, but that's just the way I feel. This is a heavy place. Heavy, heavy, heavy. I'm going to take you up to the bridge now. I'm going to show you, give you a bit of a time frame on things. I'm going to show you kind of what happened. And we're going to go through this kind of chronologically, best that I can. Y'all hang tight. I'll bring y'all back when we get to the bridge. I haven't walked up here yet. I'm going to go with y'all. Now this is going to be a big gorge and a big drop off down in here. So what you're walking on right now would have been the bridge. Well, I guess the bridge is still underneath it, but so if you're on the bridge, if you look up the river a little bit, right in the center of your screen there's a tree laying in the creek, just about 200 yards upstream on the left is where the girls' bodies would have been found. They were laying just a few yards off the edge of the bank, up in the edge of the woods. So let's go down here and see what the verdict is. They've done a heck of a job restoring this bridge. Let's get on up here to the end. Let's see what we're working with. Once again, I don't see any signs saying not to cross this thing. Well, folks, we decided to go ahead and cross this thing. I'm going to show you. We're on it. This is all said and done. I'm going to be glad I did this. I think. Unless the cops come out here and arrest me or something. Alright, folks, we made it across the bridge here. And this is a very treacherous walk. I don't recommend doing it. A lot of this stuff is rotten. And I may end up getting in trouble for doing it because I had it blocked off, but there was no sign saying don't do it. So, you know. Anyways, I'm going to turn the camera around and describe the scene to you right here. So the girls were dropped off here at about 1:40. And at 2:07, precisely 2:07, they uploaded a Snapchat photo. Well, Libby's dad was going to be here at about 3 to 3:30. So the time frame from when they got here at 1:40 until about 3:30, about 3 o'clock, whenever her father was calling the phone and not getting an answer, that is what they believe is when the crimes took place. Now, Bridgeman is seen walking, and the photo taken of him is just past the trees that are covering the walkway there. Just about 20 or 30 feet past that is where he was walking towards us right now. When Bridgeman reaches the end of the walkway right here, he makes contact with Abby and Libby, and he says to them, "Guys, down the hill."
Guys, down the hill.
Now, it's believed that what he's talking about, is just right here, going down this hill, which goes to the creek. Now, there's no trespassing signs posted here, so I'm not going to go down there. That's a good way to get yourself in trouble, okay? But the creek is just right down beyond that road. You can see that road going left to right on your screen. The creek is probably 75 yards past that. Just on the other side of that creek, over there and down this way, about a couple hundred yards, is where their bodies were found. I know this is kind of a hard shot to imagine, but I'm going to show you a photo right now, and you'll see this little outcropping here on the side of the track, right beside Bridge Guy. Right behind my head right here is where Bridge Guy was standing as he was walking towards the camera, towards Abby and Libby. All right, folks, we just finished walking across the bridge. We're back on this side now, back on the parking lot side. There's a trail right here on the left. Now I'm going to follow this trail up through these woods, right through there. Now we're across the river from where we were a while ago. I was showing y'all at the end of the trail up there where they said down the hill. They ultimately went down the hill there. That's what's suspected. They crossed the river back to this side of the bridge. So now we're going to walk parallel to the river here and see if we can't get all the way down to where the girls were found. I'm going to tell a little bit of story while I walk over here. As I said earlier, the father arrived there at the drop-off area at around 3:15, somewhere in there. He had called Libby, got no answer, and they never heard from her ever again. A little bit after that, he walked out, he looked around, he investigated things, he made a phone call. He was asking around who might have any information on where the girls could be, that tell everybody that the phone, was dead. She wasn't picking up. A few hours later, they went ahead and called the police, and an official search and rescue commenced. Local police, fire, family, friends, everybody, right over this little drop off here is the creek, okay? Everybody was out here searching up until about midnight, and the police called off the search. They took a lot of criticism about that, and the reason that they did is this is some pretty rough terrain out here once you get down into the creek area, and they didn't want anybody else getting hurt or injured or lost or anything else. So the next morning, the search resumed, and it was a full-on search party. They had everybody out here, fire, police, federal, everybody was out here, family, friends. I was told, and I read, hundreds of people were out here. And it was at around 10 a.m. Some of these numbers are a little bit back and forth. We'll just say approximately 10 a.m. Libby's sister was up on the bridge, and there were people down in the water looking, and she heard somebody around the bend said that they had found a black tennis shoe, like a Nike sneaker, and she knew that that was one of the girls' shoe, and she knew right then, she said that she knew right then that it was going to be bad. So we're continuing to walk through, trying to get down to the area where the girls were discovered. I'm not sure we're going to be able to get down there, but I can show you a view right over here to my right that'll show you the creek. I don't know how much of it you can see, but right down there is the creek, and just right through there, about another 100 yards, is where the girls were found at. I'll bring y'all back whenever I get back over that way. So eventually when you come to this trail, you're going to come to this fork right here. You're going to want to go right. That's going to take you down into this little bitty valley over here. It's a pretty well blazed trail. Pretty easy to follow, looks like. And we're getting into the area now where the person that committed this crime, this would have been their egress or their escape route. Quite possibly the same trail we're walking right now. So once you come down this trail here, down into the bottom of this little ravine, you're going to go back up that next side. There's a little flat. And some of this stuff I'm telling y'all comes from a good source now. I'm not just reading off the internet and repeating what I see. Now you look at this right here. That right there is the creek right there. Now you tell me if there ain't a better way to walk out of here than right up that valley. Now you can go up these hills over here, but that valley right there is a very likely candidate. Now the girls were found just right up over this hill right here. I'm gonna take y'all up there. I'm gonna show y'all. there's no kind of a memorial or anything set up in here. But this right here is where they were found at. It was in this flat right here. There's a hill going up that side, and the creek's just right 15 yards away, just right over there. I ain't really trying to walk through too much more of this. There's going to be all kind of poisonous stuff, maybe snakes. This is the crime scene right here. Now, folks, I don't know that I've ever been somewhere that's ever hit me as hard as this one here has hit me. It's a, just think of, man, I don't even have words. I'm sorry, but I don't have words. But right here behind me, in this little grassy bottom right here, is where the girls were found at. And I've got to think, just right above this hill right up here is a cemetery. I've got to think either he climbed up this hill to get out, or he went up that little ravine I just showed you, which probably would have been an easier way to get out of here. You can't put this into words, folks. You come out here and see something like this. Now you can see the creek right there, folks. Out there, it ain't but about a foot deep at the most. It's probably more like 6 inches deep. Right up that hill over there on the other side. I can't get to it, but right up that hill on the other side over there is where they would have come down from the bridge. They would have crossed the creek right here, and right in here would have been the location of where the girls were found at. And nobody knows exactly where they were found, but they were found right here on this flat. It's a smaller area than you think, you know. I mean, it's only, 30 yards wide by 40 yards long or something like that. It's not a big area at all. It's just a little flat down here. Makes you wonder if he didn't know exactly what he was doing by bringing them over here. It's the only place you could bring them. I'm telling you, I ain't been to a more emotional spot in all my true crime history. This right here is, this one takes the cake. Like I said, I'm a father myself. This was a brutal crime. If y'all didn't know that, this was brutal. This wasn't something that just happened easy or quick. This was violent. A sharp object was used. That's all I'm going to say about that. Anyways, we're going to get out of here. I just don't like the feeling in here at all. I'm going to give one more swoop around and show y'all how it looks. And we're out of here. I'm going to say a prayer for these girls right now. I hope that God's promise is true and everlasting life is something that y'all have found. And I hope y'all are living a better life than all of us right now. I'd trade places with you in a second. I would. I'd trade places with you in a second. If I could. Let's get out of here, folks. One thing I wanted to point out. There's a deer right there.
Actually, then the person that had asked that had put up their phone and saw 2 deer in the ground moving, and so he was looking to see what it might be, and he saw 2 deer standing up there, and when he saw them, he moved the camera down, and that's when we found them.
You know, what are the odds, man? I come out of this little ravine over here, and right over that little hump right there is where the girls were killed at. I just showed y'all 2 video of 2 deer right there. 2 little baby deer standing there. I was coming out of this ravine. I heard them coming down the hill over here. I heard something crunching. I didn't know it was deer, but I heard something crunching leaves. I got over here and turned around, and right there, right where I just come from, within 15 feet of where I just walked through, I just said a prayer for them little girls. Some people will look at that and say it's stupid. Some people will laugh at it. Not me. I think it's symbolic. My heart was hurting when I was over there. So what you're seeing right now, this gravel area right here, this was the parking lot to the old Child Protective Services building. This is the building location, and it has been torn down in the last about 2 years or so. This location right here is where several people driving down the interstate here on 25 had witnessed a black, small, compact car backed up to the building here. Richard Allen admitted to parking his car here to gain access to the trail. I'll spin the camera around now and I'll show you. There's the Freedom Bridge right there, and where the car's going, just right up there is a gate, and that's where he would have accessed the trail. It's kind of a shortcut. It saves you quite a bit of a walk to do that. So yeah, as soon as you come in here, you just come straight down, and you're not going to be able to miss this grave. It's right here beneath this big tree. I always try to do the grave reveal with y'all at the same time, and this one here, it's just right on the side here. You can't help but see it. We're going to walk over there together. You know, you come out here and you do these things. I've done a bunch of these. You know, when you go to the site of where this horrendous act occurred, it hits you in the heart, man. It makes, you know, emotions, sadness. In the moment, you know, you learn a lot about yourself, you know, when you do stuff like this. When you do it in person, where you're actually out here seeing this stuff, listening to the stories, reading the stories, and you kind of engulf yourself in this. Then I come over here and I see this grave, man, and the first time I saw it, just anger came over me, and, you know, like a father, man. You know, like, if whoever did this was in front of me, oh my God, man. I don't even know what to say, man. I just send prayers to the family, send prayers to this girl's everlasting soul. This is a rough one to do, folks. I wasn't even going to do video like this at the graves. I was just going to show the graves. But I had to do, you know, my body just told me to get out of the car and do something like this. I don't know what to say other than just prayers to the family, man. Whoever did this, man, I hope you burn in hell, dude. I hope you, oh. Anyhow, we're going to go over to Abby's grave. I'll talk to y'all some more over there, man. I'm just at loss for words on this one. It's just so, it's hit me so. This is like a 5-year-old. I've been reading about this story forever. This it's a hard one. Hope y'all understand. Hope this video comes through good. I hope y'all are enjoying it. All right, we'll see y'all in a minute. All right, folks, we made it over here to Riverview Cemetery in Monticello, Indiana. And I know approximately where Abigail's grave is, but we're going to walk over here and find it together. I know the general area of it. I know what it looks like. I've seen it online. There it is right there. Matter of fact, this is the first time I've seen it. I just happened to know where it was. Abigail Joyce Williams. Apparently she's got a lot of people that love her. A lot of things piled up there by her grave. It's heartbreaking to see stuff like that, man. That's personal stuff that I'm sure her family has brought out here. Williams. And though she be but little, she is fierce. I don't know. She looks like she'd be a little firecracker, don't she? Just looking at her, she looks like she'd be a little rambunctious girl. All right, folks, I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap this video up. This day has been an absolute emotional roller coaster. I started out at about 10 o'clock this morning, starting over to film, and it's now hitting about 5 p.m. It's been a long day. I've been through a lot emotionally, and we're just going to wrap it up right here. I think we've done a good job on it. And to the friends and the family, Libby and Abby, man, I mean, you can't say enough. There's nothing you can say. You know, to the city, friends, family, state, nation, everybody is affected by this one. This was a national media story, and still is. The conclusion of this is not done yet. And I hope the family, maybe they have some peace currently, but I hope there's a conviction on this, and they do get the peace that they need. Everybody needs it. Put this guy behind bars. And anyways, I'm gonna show y'all something.
Actually, then the person that had asked that had put up their phone and saw 2 deer in the ground moving, and so he was looking to see what it might be, and he saw 2 deer standing up there, and when he saw them, he moved the camera down, and that's when we found them.
Do you see that deer laying right there? They just walked into this graveyard and laid down. I'm gonna show you another one. You see him laying right there in the shade of these headstones? Now that's twice today I've been talking about these girls, and in the middle of me doing my outro, these 2 little deer walk up again. I'm 20 miles away from where I was. Like I said before, some people will look at that and call me silly, but I believe in stuff like this, folks. That's just too much of a coincidence. Well, I have to say, that made my day. I needed that. After everything I've been through today with this, we're hearing this stuff all day, hearing about this. Look up and see that again. It's kind of confirmation, man, that sometimes, you know, when you're feeling down and you're feeling some kind of way, a little something will lighten up your mood and bring something positive to you. I don't know what to call it. Y'all leave in the comments, tell me what you think about that. And we're going to end the video right there. I don't know how much better we could do it. Thank y'all for watching the video. Like, share, and subscribe. If you're still here, you probably like what I'm doing. Go ahead and subscribe. It helps me out so much. And it's free. It doesn't cost y'all anything. And it helps me. Literally puts money in my pockets. So I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. And once again, prayers to the family, friends, everybody. We'll catch y'all on the next one.